I was told by my guides, and you're going to hear us refer to our guides a lot, and that's just the name that we have given to the people that, or I always see them as people, that just help us, and they guide us through our days and through our lives, and that's how I kind of look at the name of guides. Some people say angels, some people say, you know, Aunt Tilly. I don't know what they think, but we refer to them as guides. But anyhow, my guides had suggested that I go to a B&B with my sister and my aunt one weekend.
Bed and breakfast.
Yeah, bed and breakfast. And
Bread
so
and breakfast.
I can't say that word. I say B&B.
Yeah.
Our listeners will learn that I cannot say that word, breakfast. But anyhow, so I went to this B&B with my aunt and my sister, and I was like all excited. I'm like, something's going to happen, something's going to happen. And so I lit candles, and I lit a fire, and it was summer. It was hot as heck in that place, but I was like, we have a fireplace, we're lighting it. And so all of a sudden I sat there and I went into just my relaxed state, which is what we teach, the 7 steps to getting to the level where you can get information. And all of a sudden I kind of like was frozen. Ooh. And I couldn't speak and I couldn't move.
You
but my
not
mind,
speaking.
me not speaking.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden I had felt somebody like kind of move into me. And because I was taught, do not allow this, I was like, whoa. But it felt so different. And all of a sudden, it was my grandmother. I felt it was okay. And it was my grandmother. And I couldn't speak. And I couldn't move. But my mind was racing. And I could feel my grandmother. I knew it was my grandmother. And all of a sudden, my aunt, who's sitting there, yells out, that's my mother. I had morphed. This is the only time in my life this has ever happened, and it happened 9 times within the next couple hours. Wow. That I had morphed into another person, where I didn't have to tell her who I was. She knew who I was, and it was really weird. But my entire family kind of like came through to me, and I morphed into my great uncle Pat. I even morphed into people I didn't even know, which was my great grandmother who had passed away the year I was born. So it was really an amazing experience how I had found out that I was a medium. I left that weekend, of course, extremely excited that something cool happened.
Can you tell us which B&B it is? Because everyone's going to say, we want to go to the haunted B&B.
I have no idea where it was. Okay. It was in a wonderful Granville, Ohio. It was the most amazing little town.
I taught a class there.
Oh, did you?
My first Ohio class was in Granville.
So the funny thing was I was with my sister and my aunt. My sister could never see anything. But my aunt, to this day, will not speak of this experience because it totally freaked her out, you know. But she actually saw me morph into great Uncle Pat and her grandmother and my grandmother and all these other relatives. But it wasn't scary. But while I came home from that weekend, this is another little funny about Linda, I called her because she's my teacher. We didn't have a friendship at that time, and so I called her and I get her on the phone and I said, Linda, this happened to me. And she so nonchalantly, like it was absolutely happened every day, she goes, oh, you're a natural medium. And I was like, what does that mean? Look it up. And she hung up. And I was like, oh, well, thanks. And so that started me on my quest to figure out what a medium was. And it was somebody who can converse with people who have passed on. But why I tell this experience. Okay, but let me finish this one. Yes. Why I told this story was that experience made me not be afraid of death, because I could feel my relatives. Wow. I could feel what they felt like. My aunt could see them. She validated it all for me. But that made me realize they're not dead. And when I realized they're not dead, it completely changed my life. And the fact that I could, you know, now I do not let people inside my body. I've learned to tell them, you go sit over there, I'll just talk to you while you sit over there. You don't need to get in my body. Because I feel too much emotions. When I first started this, every reading I gave, I'd cry. Because I was feeling all of these people who've passed on, all their emotion for the person that I was reading. And it was just way too traumatic on me. You know, it's like a blubbering idiot. So anyhow, but it helped me deal with the greatest fear that I had, which was the fear of death. And I now know nobody dies, so I don't worry about that.
Yeah.